The nearly two-decade-long mystery surrounding the disappearance of Alabama student Natalee Holloway during her high school graduation trip to Aruba in 2005 came to an end with Joran Sloot's confession that he killed her. Before all these, he was arrested twice, but he was never charged in relation to Miss Holloway's death or disappearance, and her remains have never been located, even after an extensive search. In 2012, she was formally declared dead. Nobody has ever been convicted for killing her. So what about this case? Come, let's investigate it together. Welcome to True Crime. Let's get started. Who was Natalee Holloway? Natalee Holloway, the older child of Dave and Beth Holloway, was born in Tennessee on October 21, 1986. Matthew, their younger son, was born in 1988. When she was only 7 years old, her parents got divorced in 1993, and Holloway's kids were primarily raised by their mother. Following Beth's marriage to George "Jug" Twitty in 2000, the family moved to the Birmingham neighborhood of Mountain Brook, Alabama. According to NBC News, Natalee was a straight-A student at Mountain Brook High School. The Alabama teen's high school background was remarkable, as she had memberships in student government, the high school dance team. Natalee was also involved in volunteer work, working with the American Field Service, an organization that helps foreign exchange students, and as a peer counselor for the group Natural Helpers. Natalee's achievements in high school earned her a full scholarship to the University of Alabama. She had plans to study pre-med and also hoped to rush a sorority, per ABC News. The disappearance on May 30, 2005, while on a class trip to Aruba. The legal minimum drinking age in the Caribbean island nation is 18. The FBI claims that on the final night of the trip, May 30, 2005. However, multiple accounts state that Natalee and her friends had spent the final night of their vacation at Carlos and Charlie's, a popular restaurant and bar in Oranjestad, Aruba. Natalee was last seen leaving the bar around 1:30 a.m. in a white car with three males, who were later identified as Joran Sloot, then 17, and brothers Deepak Kalpo, 21, and Satish Kalpo, 19. No way would she have left her friends and placed herself knowingly what she was getting into, Holloway's mother told 48 Hours in 2006. Multiple suspects were arrested in the summer of 2005, but no charges were filed. Natalee vanished, and the first arrests happened a few days later. After Sloot and the Kalpo brothers gave their descriptions to the police, two former hotel security guards, Antonius Mickey John and Abraham Jones, were taken into custody on June 5, 2005. According to their lawyer, the Kalpo brothers told authorities that they had dropped Natalee off at her hotel at around 2 in the morning and had seen a man dressed like a security officer approach her. However, on June 13, 2005, John and Jones were set free. On June 9, 2005, the brothers Kalpo and Sloot were taken into custody. A little more than a week later, the party DJ Steve Gregory Crows, 26, was the fourth man taken into custody. On June 23rd, Sloot's father Paulus, a lawyer training to be a judge, was also arrested in connection with Natalee's disappearance. The New York Times reported that all 5 of the guys were thought to be suspects, but by September 2005, all of them were released from jail. Sloot and the Kalpo brothers were arrested again in 2007. In November 2007, the Kalpo brothers and Sloot were taken into custody once more. Aruban prosecutors charged the 3 men with involvement in the voluntary manslaughter of Natalee Holloway or causing serious bodily harm to Natalee Holloway, resulting in her death, based on new evidence. According to CNN, the prosecution hid the new evidence that caused the arrest of them. However, the 3 were released from jail in December 2007, and the charges were dropped that same month. Were Natalee Holloway's remains ever found? Holloway was legally declared dead in 2012. Her remains haven't been found. However, Sloot is said to have been in touch with the Holloway family in March 2010 and offered, in exchange for money, to provide information on Natalee's demise and where her remains have been located. According to a federal document made public in June of that year, Sloot sent Beth's lawyer, John Q. Kelly, an email in late March 2010, beginning his attempt at extorting the Holloways. Sloot made arrangements via email to give the Holloway family access to Natalee's information in return for $250,000. However, in exchange for the down payment, Sloot claimed to have thrown Natalee to the ground during an altercation and that she died after hitting her head on a rock. The affidavit also stated that he had disposed of Natalee's body by burying her remains in the gravel under a foundation of a single-story home. However, the claims were later shown to be not true. Also, Sloot acknowledged in an email to Kelly on May 17, 2010, that he had lied about the location. 5 years after Natalee vanished, on May 30, 2010, Stephanie Flores Ramirez, a 21-year-old woman, was reported missing in Peru. Flores, the daughter of race car driver and businessman Ricardo Flores, was last seen with Sloot, according to Peruvian authorities. Then, on June 2nd, Flores's body was found bludgeoned to death in a Lima hotel room registered to Sloot. However, after meeting 21-year-old Stephanie Flores in a casino, Sloot admitted to killing her in his hotel room in 2010, and he was sentenced to 28 years in prison in January 2012. Investigators suggested that after discovering that Flores had viewed information about the Holloway case on his computer, he got angry and killed her. Sloot also stole her money and credit cards and briefly fled the country. Natalee was declared legally dead in January 2012. Dave Holloway, Natalee's father, filed a petition in Alabama probate court in September 2011, asking for Natalee to be legally declared dead. Dave's request was granted by an Alabama judge in January 2012, who declared Natalee is legally dead. Sloot was extradited to the U.S. in June 2023 on extortion and fraud charges and pled guilty in October. Sloot arrived in the United States in June 2023 to face federal charges related to his alleged extortion of the Holloway family. The allegations are related to Sloot's 2010 attempt to demand $250,000 from Beth in return for directing the family to Natalee's remains. Authorities, however, discovered that Sloot's information was false. Sloot arrived in Alabama on June 8 after the Peruvian government authorized his extradition request in May 2023. He is presently serving a sentence for the murder of Stephanie Flores Ramirez in Peru. According to the Associated Press, Sloot entered a not guilty plea to the extortion and wire fraud accusations on June 9, 2023. However, Sloot entered a guilty plea to the charges in a federal courthouse located in Birmingham on October 18th. For the crimes, he received a 20-year sentence. Sloot admitted to killing Natalee Holloway in October 2023. According to Beth's attorney, Sloot acknowledged killing Natalee in 2005 as part of his guilty plea after pleading guilty to charges of extortion and wire fraud. According to Beth's victim impact statement, Sloot reportedly informed law enforcement that Natalee turned down his sexual advances the evening that she died. John Q. Kelly, Beth's attorney, exclusively revealed to people that Sloot had smashed her head in with a cinder block and was thrown into the ocean. Outside the courtroom, Beth stated, "This confession means we have finally reached the end of this never-ending nightmare." However, it is uncertain whether Sloot will be prosecuted in Aruba, where the statute of limitations is 12 years. A spokesperson for the Aruba Public Prosecutor's Office told CNN that Natalee's case is still under investigation, and that the question of whether Sloot may face murder charges in the country cannot be answered unequivocally. Finally, the case of Natalee Holloway has captivated the world for many years. After an extended investigation and numerous failures, Joran Sloot's unexpected confession appears to have provided an answer to the case. That brings us to the end of this video. Our thoughts and prayers go out to those involved. Be sure to be a True Crime subscriber and hit the bell icon to never miss another True Crime video. Leave a comment and a like to show your support. Until next time, stay safe. And if you have a true crime story you would love to see, please be sure to leave in the comments below. We look forward to seeing you in our next video.